Happy Wednesday, everybody. I am Adina. You guys are beyond the veil. I am happy to see you. And yes, I can see you. I know that you guys are blessed. I know that you're amazing. Most of you guys are at work, working from home. You might be getting ready for break. It's almost noon. I know I'm getting ready to head out and start my work day outside of the house. And so I have a client to meet with and a meeting to do. So anyways, I thought before I have to head on out, I'd clock on in to Beyond the Veil. And so, Lil Meech. This reading is going to be on Lil Meech. He is the son of Big Meech. Obviously, if he's Lil Meech. For those watching who don't know, these are Big Meech is a former drug kingpin who recently got released from prison. He is well known in the celebrity world because when he was he was the leader of, or one of the founding fathers of BMF. And they were really, really, really big in their time and in their prime. They had a lot of celebrity friends. His son, Lil Meech, is one of the stars of the BMF series on Stars that 50 Cent created. And when Big Meech got out of prison, apparently things went left with their relationship with 50 Cent. And Lil Meech seems to be caught up in the midst of Big Meech versus Big Meech, Rick Ross, Floyd Mayweather versus 50 Cent. And if you're wondering where Rick Ross and Floyd Mayweather come in, it's because they too are ops of 50 Cent. And they are friends/fans of Big Meech. And so, in my opinion, the Meeches are being used as pawns on both sides. But let's see. I'm going to read Lil Meech since I think that he is the foremost pawn in all of this, unfortunately. Most High Mother and Father God, please allow me to conjure up the spirit, the soul of Lil Meech, son of Big Meech of BMF, the Black Mafia boys or gang. I don't know what does the F stands for. I know it's blowing money fast, but Black Mafia something. Anyways, Lil Meech, tell me what's going on with you currently in your relationship with your father, in your relationship with 50 Cent, in your relationship with Rick Ross, in your relationship with Floyd Mayweather. Will you prosper with Rick Ross and Floyd Mayweather more than you have prospered with 50 Cent? How is your relationship with your father now that he's out and is involved in you apparently losing your show with 50 Cent due to this choosing of sides it seems that your father and you have participated in? What's going on with you and pertains to all of that, Lil Meech? And I ask to see these things from your soul, your spirit, and the collective energy of Lil Meech. Talk to me, Lil Meech, and keep nothing from me, please. All right. I don't know what I was going to say I don't know what this woman is, but this might be Tammy. Now, Tammy was one of a girlfriend of Big Meech. I think he was seeing Tammy. But then there was Lil Meech's mom that was in the background somewhere. I'm not too familiar with the details, the intimate details of their story. But I do know that Tammy allegedly upon Big Meech getting locked up, was holding him down. He apparently gave her the rights to their name, and she was a part of selling those rights to 50 Cent so that they could do the show. I do know that once Big Meech got out, allegedly, he returned to Lil Meech's mom. At some point, maybe when he got out or before he got out, he kind of returned to Lil Meech's mom after having Tammy testify against people, snitch on people, and do all these things for him. And so I believe that I heard 50 Cent mention that he was going to give Tammy a show so that they can expose Big Meech for being a snitch. So I believe this is Tammy. She's in the current energy of Lil Meech's reading, allegedly. I think that Lil Meech does not want Tammy to be able to do this show. Simply because I think he feels sour about his situation with 50 Cent. I do think that Lil Meech feels the loss of having an opportunity with 50 Cent. I think that Lil Meech did enjoy being in the spotlight, having his own show surrounding him, even though it was about his father's life and legacy. He was the one acting it out. He was becoming a celebrity, living the life, and it got snatched away from him. I believe he feels in a way, even though he did choose sides. I do feel like he's a little bit sour about that. And he doesn't want Tammy to now have this opportunity with 50 Cent, not just because of the opportunity he lost, but because of the things that she's going to be able to say. Wheel of Fortune in the past, I think he feels like situations outside of his control turned everything in his life around for the worse. And it's not just everybody else, it's him too. Because at the center of this is him, his choice. Things could have went completely different had he chose differently, at least for him. And for everybody involved. Because had Lil Meech said, I'm not going to participate in this, I want to keep my opportunities with 50, the beef might not have been able to proceed because it would have been Lil Meech choosing 50's side. And what can Rick Ross, Big Meech, or anyone do when his child has chosen 50? That's a different type of checkmate. I got your son. And I think Lil Meech saw that, and which is why he chose his father, so that 50 couldn't say, I got your son. But as a result of that, and it's everybody else's fault because of the beef that existed before he was born or outside of him. It has nothing to do with him directly. Poor Meech. He will be giving some scrap, I believe, for what he lost. He will be giving something else. It's not showbiz. It's probably money or something monetary. I think that Lil Meech feels like his father getting out and choosing sides and getting out and kind of choosing his mother or something like that had a lot to do with everything, especially since Tammy is here in the present position and there's a woman and her child in this boat. So his father getting out and choosing his mother and him, that emboldened Tammy to be against the Meeches, and him getting out and choosing apparently the wrong side in the beef. And I'm only saying the wrong side because all the cards here show that Lil Meech sees this situation as a big loss to him. Page of Cups in reverse as the challenge. Wheel of Fortune in reverse in the past position. Obviously, it's in the past because his father just got out. Here, a man rowing this boat back into choppy and troubled waters with a mother and her child. A Queen of Cups here in the present upright. So below, the Lovers in reverse, choosing the wrong allies, which caused a loss of something that it seems like Lil Meech truly valued and loved. Whatever people have to say about 50 Cent, it seems like his dealings with Lil Meech were pure. This could have been the devil, meaning 50 Cent was in it just for himself. But this is the Lovers. So it seems that 50 Cent was giving freely of himself. Yeah, it benefited him, but it also benefited Lil Meech too, which is why it's not the devil. Page of Wands in reverse. Lil Meech is acting out like Lil Meech, but I don't think that he really agrees with the stance that he's taking, only because the stance that this page is taking is in reverse. I don't think he really wholeheartedly believes in the stance that he's having to take, but because it's a page, which is his father's son, a little dog in all of this, that's unfortunate. And all of these are pages here. Page of Cups in reverse, Page of Pentacles, Page of Wands in reverse. All of these are Lil Meech. And he shows up as a page. So he's still very, very, very green, very, very, very much immature and not able to even be a knight and run off and make some decisions on his own and create some clout on his own. He is the smallest pawn in all of this chessboard. Eight of Cups in reverse. I don't know who's a water sign, but it seems that Big Meech got out and wanted to return to situations of the past that are no longer fruitful. Instead of him getting out and walking away to a new day, a new dawn, new opportunities with the cups. We started out with the Page of Cups in reverse. It's Lil Meech feeling like he really doesn't like the fact that he lost this opportunity with 50 Cent. The Queen of Cups, Tammy, has a new opportunity with 50 Cent. Big Meech could have got out and went and joined the entertainment side. He had an opportunity to go and get put on by 50 Cent and do some shows. And that would have been the Nine of Cups, because that would have benefited him the most. He could have taken the reins and, been the lead of all of these shows, and Lil Meech, would have benefited as the page, maybe even the knight. But instead, he went back to situations of the past, and men in prison have a tendency to do that. I know, because my father did 20 years in the feds, and he came home and he was still stuck in the days of when he was out. And he kind of had a hard time adjusting to the relationship dynamics that had changed, especially with his family. When he went in, I was 7. My sisters were like 2 or 3. I was 6, 7. They were like 2 or 3. I was 27, when he got out married. One of my sisters were married. The other one wasn't, but she had, I think she was engaged or something like that. We were all grown. My mother, he got out wanting to rekindle things with my mama, and she was like, nah, I only came here for the kids. Nah. But, and because of the challenges that he had as a Scorpio, I've talked about the relationship with my father, and they to this day, it's not fruitful, but they have a tendency to get out and try to go and relive their old glory days instead of reading the new landscape. Judgment, in his hopes and fears. I think that Lil Meech fears that 50 Cent is for real, because he knows that 50 Cent not playing, because this beef is beyond just Lil Meech. There are others involved bigger than Lil Meech, and he's just the pawn. And so his fear is that whatever judgments that 50 Cent, who he deems righteous to do so, as the angel who appeared in his life and blew this trumpet and gave opportunities for all of them, when he decides what's going to be, and that he's going to give Tammy, the Queen of Cups upright, this opportunity, Lil Meech fears that he's for real. If he say he gonna do that, he gonna do that. I'm gonna have to clarify this, because this could either be Lil Meech somehow coming out of this beef with without incurring more damage, or this could be the beef continuing surrounding him, and him not being the one that's actively involved, but because it's a beef and he's a pawn. I think what's going to happen is this beef is probably going to continue a little bit, and Lil Meech is caught up in it, even though he doesn't want to be. It seems as though Tammy could be a little bitter, which is why she decided to work with 50 Cent, and she sees 50 Cent as the one with more industry clout than Rick Ross. If he has more money, and I don't know that to be true, but I know people say that Rick Ross has more money, that's not a factor to her. She sees 50 Cent as industry. He has more pull and more clout in the industry. And she, in the past, and out of loyalty, was his side chick, I believe, or someone who was a secret active participant with Big Meech. And she remained loyal to him and his son because Big Meech gave her the ownership to the name. She gave it to 50 Cent, and in turn, he used it to put Lil Meech in a show. Not even Tammy. She got rights as some kind of producer or something, but it's Lil Meech who was put at the forefront. And so she did right by Big Meech and his child, and kept his secrets, allegedly. But then when he turned on her, she was like, okay, well, if you chose that side, I'm going to choose this side, who she deems as the winning team, the winning team. Shade. Not shade, because I came up with that name because I always use the phrase the winning team, especially for myself. So, it's interesting though. Interesting slip of the tongue. And what just fell out? Ace of Pentacles in reverse. Tisk, tisk, tisk. When you choose, so this is a message about choosing the wrong side, choosing the losing team, and when it's smart to choose the winning team. And speaking of someone who's choosing the right side, the winning team, and not taking a loss, Queen of Cups upright, because she approached this reading, the first card out, upright. And all this foolishness, she's upright. So let's see, because I believe that to be Tammy. I think that she had opportunities before to exploit the real story of Big Meech. And she had other things that it's like she, because of her participation in BMF, she could have did Big Meech in, like a lot of, she could have did him in, but she chose a side. She chose him at a time where she was doing what Big Meech is now doing, except it's not fruitful anymore. She chose a side before, and even in this situation now with the show, she's in the background, and she didn't mind to be so, and letting Lil Meech, prosper and do all of that, because she was trying to genuinely do right by the Meeches. But she felt betrayed. And so now she is choosing Team 50 because she feels like he's the one calling shots, and she's the one calling shots. She owns the rights. So now she's choosing like a knight. And nowhere in this do I see Lil Meech as even a knight. And this is what I was saying. He's a page in all of this. She's the Queen of Cups and a Knight of Swords. And even on the bottom of the deck, when I was saying the King of Swords and the Hierophant was 50. He's the one who has the clout in the industry, the rights to produce and create the show. He's the King of Swords. She's choosing as the Knight of Swords, Team 50, because she felt betrayed. Now, what is this betrayal? And ironically, I'm doing a reading on Lil Meech, but even in this reading, he's still not the main chess piece. He's not the main character in all of this, even still. It's like when he got out, why I set it up for you to get out and prosper. For you to get out and prosper. She shuffled something. She maintained things. This is her holding things down, the juggler. Because it seems like she ain't in control, but she's in charge of the girls, as women usually are. Even when we play the background in business, side chicks, a lot of people say side chicks get more benefits from the men than the wife do. I've seen it. She might have seemed like the non-factor in all of this, but she's been the one holding it down and keeping everything together so that when he got out, he can prosper. She set them up with 50 Cent and they were winning. They are on Stars. They have a whole series created around their story, and him getting out could have pushed this vehicle even further. They could have created even more. She didn't even choose to link up with Rick Ross and 50 Cent. And if they had so much clout and power, they would have approached her with the opportunity and created, the shows and things like that. But it was 50 who had the industry connections to do so. So she was smart. All right, let me look at Lil Meech, because the first time he shows up in this reading is the second card in the challenging position. Page of Cups in reverse. Here he is, Lil Meech's son. All he had to do was walk into these opportunities that these people set up for him. His father creating this drug empire and creating the basis to even have this new start in the industry. All he had to do is just walk into it and walk the path that was laid out for him. And maintain good connects and good relationships that he had, because again, this seemed to be a really good relationship. Even outside of the business, it seems like 50 Cent was a very, very, very good man to Lil Meech, and they had a really good relationship. He seemed to treat him like family. He treated all of the Meeches like family, and 50 seemed to have really good intentions to do right by these people. I believe Lil Meech is very sour. He's sour about how all of this is going down because of how this has turned out, how this has affected him. Wheel of Fortune in reverse in the past. His father got out and all hell broke loose. All his father had to do, see, this was what I was talking about, the Eight of Cups. All he had to do was get out and walk into a situation that was set up for him. But he got out and went back to the past. He got out and was supposed to walk into these shows that were created around him. But he wanted to party with his friends. Who were his friends and his fans when he was big. But that's clarifying the Wheel of Fortune in reverse in the past. You're upright, you're big, you're a big King of Wands in the past, behind the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. These friends are also in the past behind the Wheel of Fortune in reverse, where they should have stayed. because they were fans. And they're proving that. Look, these celebrities were fans. And they, like I mentioned, they could have presented her with the same opportunities, but they didn't. They didn't. They never did, because they didn't have the opportunity, the connects in the industry to do so. They were just fans. You got out and you went home to fans instead of people who presented you with opportunities, genuine opportunities. And now your son is caught up in all of this. The Lovers in reverse on the bottom. This is 50 Cent showing benevolence, something you don't have to pay back. This is usually the card of employment, because somebody is paying you to do something. So for what your position is, that is what you acquire. Some people get more at the job because they have a different title or position than you get. But this is employment. In reverse, though, this is somebody being benevolent, giving something out of their free will that you might not even have earned. That's what he lost with 50. Benevolence. It hurt 50 at first. It hurt him. It hurts 50 to have to do this, because he knows that Lil Meech is just a casualty of war, but it is what it is. He put Lil Meech on, and he feels like, Meech, I put your kid on. None of them did. Where were they all this time while you were locked up? And I was approaching stars to create this show for you guys. Where were they before you got out and wanted to pop bottles in the club with you? Where were they? That's a genuine question, even for people who are anti-50. And they know that. The Mayweather and the Ross, they know that. They're aware of this whole idea that, but people seem to be overlooking it, so they're not going to say anything about it. They're just going to let people bash 50. But even they're thinking like, we didn't even show up until he got out, and wanted to be seen with him to get clout and to use him to get at 50. And look what they've done. But the Page of Pentacles, in the near future, something will be offered to Lil Meech. Some sort of benevolence, maybe even a show. Something good. He'll get something out of this because he's the victim in this. So this is good, because he didn't start this himself. This is the first time Lil Meech is a knight, and he's not a knight because he's in reverse. Meaning he didn't start this. I think Tammy may be putting it into 50 Cent's ear not to go too hard on Lil Meech. I think somehow Lil Meech knew that his father was going to get out and go back to his celebrity friends. Maybe based on conversations they've had or something. Eight of Cups in reverse, external energy. That is Big Meech getting out and choosing the losing team. They don't have the connections that they did, and they could have pulled their resources, Floyd and Ross. Floyd alone, with all of his money, could have done something to put the Meeches on, but he didn't. Because 50 has industry connects that even Rick Ross and Floyd Mayweather don't have. Industry, not clout or money and clout. Industry, the ones that matter, the ones that create shows on networks. Which is why he was able to do it and no one else did. But he went out and she chose the winning team. He didn't. All right, outcome. 5 of Wands in reverse for Lil Meech. Are you going to get out of this unscathed? Lil Meech had to choose a side because his father got out and chose a side. And I think whatever side that Lil Meech ends on, they are the ones using him. Here's the devil. And I only mentioned the devil with the lovers in reverse because they look similar, except one is the lovers, one is the devil, for a reason. The lovers represents the relationship that Lil Meech lost with 50. The devil is what he's getting as a result. Now let's see what this devil is, because this could be 50 giving Meech an opportunity, but doing so not out of the benevolence that he used to have, or this could be Team Rick Ross and Floyd getting together to put Lil Meech on in some way, but them doing so out of spite and because they have to, because they got him tricked out of an opportunity. This could be 50, but somebody's going to show him some kindness, but not because he wants to anymore. Now it's just business. It's just business. And I think Tammy has something to do with this. So if there's a show that Tammy is involved in creatively with 50 Cent, it may involve Lil Meech in some way. But it's no longer out of the benevolence of 50 Cent's heart. Now it's just business. So that's what I got for Lil Meech. Love you guys. Bye.